Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in again, or if this is your first time, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a foundation review and wear test on this foundation right here. This is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Longwear High Cover Foundation, and it has an SPF 25. It looks like this, and it's pretty much the same packaging as their Luminous Silk foundation, except it has some like red detailing. But this foundation is a new launch from Giorgio Armani, and everyone who watches my channel knows that I absolutely love the Luminous Silk foundation. So when I saw they came out with this, I just had to pick it up and give it a try for you guys. So the box doesn't really say too much, but on the Sephora website it says that this is a full coverage liquid foundation that perfects with the velvet matte lightweight second skin finish. This foundation melts into the skin, blurring imperfections while offering daily UVA and UVB broad spectrum SPF 25. It says it is full coverage and it's good for pretty much all skin types. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have dry skin, so I moisturized really well, and I primed with the hydrating primer, and I'll link all of that stuff in the description box below for you guys. So my face is primed, moisturized, good to go, and I'm going to do one side with the brush and one side with the beauty blender and see how they compare. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with the brush side with the Morphe M439. And it has a little pump like the Luminous Silk, and this is what it looks like. So it's still really liquidy, maybe a little thicker than the Luminous Silk, but maybe not. I'll have to compare them, but this is in the shade 8. And I'm definitely not an 8 in any other foundation color. I'm a 5.5 in the Luminous Silk, which is a neutral tone and neutral undertone. And when I read online about this foundation, I read that the colors don't match up with the Luminous Silk. So I went into my Sephora store and got color matched, and it literally took like 15 minutes. Like, we started at 5 and worked our way all the way up to 8, and we were going outside and looking at the foundation in natural light and going inside, and it was just an ordeal. Like, most of the shades had a really really distinct pink undertone, and it was just not flattering on my skin tone. I like definitely more neutral shades, and if anything, if there's no neutral shades, I'd like a warm shade, but definitely not pink. It was not cute. So if you want to try this foundation, I highly suggest going into a store and trying it on. But so yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm just going to pick some up on my brush and start blending. So I think this color matches well since we tried like 10 of them on, and it blends really, really nicely. So I'm definitely more of a dewy foundation kind of girl, but sometimes you just need something a little fuller coverage. And you can always add like a luminizing primer or some liquid highlight to make the foundation more dewy. So I wanted to see how it goes. I'm going to carry it down to the neck. But I really like it so far. I mean, I don't cake on my foundation, so that wasn't even like a full pump. It was kind of like a half of a pump, and it covered half of my face pretty well. So I'd say a full pump could cover your face. You can definitely still see some of the redness, so I wouldn't say it's like, I don't know, super full coverage where it would like cover a tattoo or like a birthmark or anything, but it definitely has a really nice coverage to it. Let's see, I'll add a little more to see if I can build it up. I like it though. It doesn't feel super tacky like dewy foundations normally do, but I'm happy with the brush side. So now let's do the other side with the beauty blender. And I'm not using my beauty blender, I'm actually using my Real Technique sponge. I don't know where my beauty blender is. I have no idea where I put it or where it would be. But this sponge works just fine, so we'll use this. Oh, it looks nice with the sponge too. I would say maybe the sponge has a little less coverage than the brush, but I mean, you guys probably can't tell at all. I have this little booger on my, not a booger, but this little guy on my nose. I'm going to see if I can add a little more and cover that thing that popped up overnight. It's not covering it, so it's definitely not super full coverage, because I feel like if it was, the redness on this little thing would go away, but it's still kind of poking through, so I'll just have to go over that thing with some concealer. First thing, I literally just put it on and it's already starting to settle into my smile lines, but probably like 99.9% of my foundations do that. I have no luck with getting these things to not get filled in by foundation. But other than that, I think it looks really nice. It feels nice on the skin. It doesn't feel super heavy at all. Like the lightweight claims, at least at this point, I would say are accurate. It's not super tacky, so if you don't like setting your foundation, I would say you probably don't need to. If you do like it, obviously it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, it has a really nice natural finish to the skin, so I'm happy with how the first application went. I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup off camera, since you guys have seen me do all that stuff before, and then come back in for a quick check-in, and then check in later today and let you know how it wore for the day. Alright guys, so I finished my makeup off camera, and I really have to say I really love how everything applied over this foundation. My concealer, my powders, my bronzers, highlight, everything just went on really nicely. There was no patchiness, and I find some of my foundations, I feel like things just go on a little patchy afterwards, but not with this one. This Power Fabric by Giorgio Armani felt really nice with everything added on. It doesn't feel heavy or cakey, and if you look up close, it doesn't look heavy or cakey either. It feels really nice, it looks really nice, so I'm really happy so far. Who would have thought that I would have liked fuller coverage matte foundation, considering I love glowy, dewy, luminous looks, but I'm really happy so far, and I'm really excited to see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. So I'm gonna go about my day now, and I will check in a little later and let you guys know my final thoughts on this foundation, but so far so good. All right, see you guys later. Hey guys, I'm back for my check-in. I've had the foundation on for right around 6-7 hours, and I have to say I really like it. Everything looks really nice still. It doesn't look cakey. It hasn't separated on my face. It doesn't feel oily or anything like that. It feels really nice. Sometimes with certain foundations, after a few hours, I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, what's on my face? But in this case, I really like the finish still. I like how it feels. I don't feel like I just want to wash my face and take everything off, which is always really nice. So yeah, I would say I would recommend this foundation. I have pretty dry skin for the most part, and it hasn't settled onto any dry patches. It doesn't emphasize my dryness. It doesn't feel too drying. It feels really nice. I don't have a problem with oil for the most part, except maybe sometimes in the summer months, so I can't really say how it would react on oily skin, but I'm sure since it's a matte foundation, it would probably do really well for you guys that have oilier skin. And the only thing I would say about this foundation that's a con is the shade range and just the shades in general. Like I said earlier, I had to get the shade 8 when I'm normally a 5.5 in Giorgio Armani foundations, so that's kind of strange. And just the pinky undertones in a lot of the shades is also kind of strange, so it might be difficult to find a shade that matches you perfectly. But I would just go into a Sephora or Nordstrom, or I'm not sure, maybe Neiman Marcus or stores like that would, other department stores like that carry Giorgio Armani, but I would definitely get color matched just because the shades are kind of wonky. But other than that, I really like it, and I'm definitely going to continue using it. And if I have any other updates for you guys, I will leave it all in the description box below, along with all of the other products that I used on my face today. And if you like videos like this, please give this one a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching.